like this isn't Godfather or anything like that here, but it's making in his mind like I have to make a film, a serious film, even if it's not a Godfather or One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You should still follow the rules of like you're trying to make a film, you know. Like everything else, just trying to sell you like action, selling you sex, selling you Megan Fox or anything like that, you know. And then just end up making a film that people will forget about when they leave the cinema. But it's like a studio will never accept a film like this if it was made like this because you know that man, it won't make a lot of money for the audience to today, you know. Like, how big do you think the audience is for a film like this if it came out today?
Big, if somebody could make it. Because everyone's seen this already. If someone could make a film that's similar like this, but in a modern way. Look, people want quality, man. And it's like, if the truth, Double H, is that a director who can make a movie like this for 2009 doesn't even exist. There's nobody good enough. Like that's the truth. There's nobody good enough to make a good film. Mm-hmm. You know.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, like because like guys are now like pumping up this whole Neil Blomkamp kind of everything.
Because for someone to be good, they need to grow up. They need to be born. Then they need to have the right schooling, then the right life experience, then the life. It's that, and you have that.
You a cop?
In terms of generation wise.
You know that was his wife.
Who? You got a gun?
Because was his wife at this time.
Who's it?
His wife.
Oh.
You got a smoke?
Yeah, it's one of those things where at the end of the day, you just got to think that the cycle has been flushed out. So the new people coming through don't have the right input to be able to deliver anything good. It's not going to happen.
Hey, it's a real one. You just get in?
True, man. It's like,
Crazies. End of the month, they're out of fruit.
yeah, I mean, I think again, it goes back to like psychology, man. Like I mean, John Carpenter is a unique guy, and you can tell it by the films that these are unique films that he makes. You know,
like
and
the thing as well, amazing.
But you know, like we're gonna say, like for instance, this is humanity. There are guys like that who can make something very unique that's out there, but they're not going to be given chances. Is Brett Ratner who are now stopped it? Are people like that?
Where you going, bud?
Come on, get up.
So yeah, this is the scene when Snake, has to basically fight for his life. And the equivalent of this, remember an Escape from LA with the basketball. Man, that was scary, man. Last 15 minutes, I think this is even what we even said with Back to the Future. Like, what is it about this film that has made this last so long? What is it about this film that people really connect with it? There are real fans with it, that there's like an emotional connection with the film like this for so long. And where this was at the very beginning of the 80s, so this has seen the whole 80s,
Well, I think
decade, 90s.
we've gone through all the main points really at the end of the day, which is basically anti-hero, well realized. You know, it's dark, it's thoughtful, but not overtly so. It's not something that, it's not something that's it's not something that's putting it in your face. But when you watch the movie, you come away with thoughts of, you know, society, you know, hypocrisy of society. You know, there's so many different, you know, political undertones there. But it's not a case where they're sitting here, like you walk into a movie and you have some guy sitting on a building, you know, with telling you that. Take the body down. Now, you know, telling some guy sitting down on a building, telling that, oh, society is really bad. People don't care about one another, and you can see what can happen when society just throws people into somewhere and doesn't care about rehabilitation. You can see the arrogance of the actual, you know, the powers that be when they've been saved, and how the lack of I mean, you don't have some guys sitting there telling you all this kind of stuff.
Basically, that's the thing with District 9 is like, one of the problems with that film was like, in the first half, it's basically saying that, okay, this is apartheid, all this, the aliens, oh my gosh, look at how they treat them, oh, it's so bad, boom, it's so bad, and it's just shoved in your face. And then afterwards, it just becomes like an action movie. And it's basically him telling you why he should have directed Halo. Basically, so it's like, that's why, like, so then the audience member, that's why people on the boards, they feel like if they are smarter now. Because the movie is telling you exactly what you should be saying on the boards. And what you should say when you're in conversation. As in, oh, look at that scene where they said blah, blah, blah. Look at that scene where they said blah, blah, blah. In something like Escape from New York, you need to be intelligent to extract what the social commentary is from this film. You know, talking about where will humanity end up in the future. You know, based on where we are in our time, you know, thinking, imagining, if everywhere was dark, there was no electricity.
And because of the nature of how the film is made, there's no right, there's no who can come and say, yeah, you're right. So you really have to, so if you're going to talk about it, you're going to be talking for a long time. You know, as opposed to movies today where it's like, they've told you everything, so everyone knows what the right answer is. So you have a very, very small area to move around with, dialogue-wise, debate-wise. You've got a very small room for debate, because it's pretty damn obvious what the film's about. They spent 2 hours telling you what the undertones are, what the principle is.
And then that just breeds, like, a dumb audience. You know?
Yeah, what it breeds is that superficially, everyone thinks you're really bright, but really you're actually not that clever, because if you think about it, you've watched a film where they've told you exactly what to think for 2 hours. You know? And that's one of the hidden powers of movies like Escape from New York, where it's like, on the outset, I mean, on face value, it seems like a movie that's, it's just an action film, but it's a very thoughtful film. It's very politically aware. The political satire is very sound, you know. So it's like you always come away with it having had a very rich experience on many different levels, and that's going to come from the expertise of the filmmaker, the quality of the actor. Okay, Kurt Russell. You know, then you're going to get, this is guys like, okay, you're going to get a guy like Isaac Hayes here, who he was a musician, okay. But Isaac Hayes comes into this movie and he keeps his mouth shut. He keeps his mouth shut and he acts with his minimal acting. He's seen not that often in the actual film. So it's kind of like John Carpenter is a guy who's creating a lot of his aura from how he's presented, and how people react to him, and how people speak of him. As opposed to our friends like P. Diddy in Carlito's The Beginning, or you're going to get Common in movie.
T.I.
Where T.I., who in this, what's it called? The Losers?
Takers.
The Takers, who T.I. is acting.
He has serious
roles.
He's a character.